Esteemed listeners, today we delve into a fascinating and transformative topic, the concept of the time interval, as viewed through the lens of Neville Goddard's work Your Faith is Your Fortune. Let us begin with the words from John 14 verses 1 to 3, "Let not your heart be troubled, you believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions, if it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also." These seemingly simple words encapsulate a profound metaphysical meaning. The I in which we must exercise our faith is our own consciousness, the I am, which is God Himself. The Father's house, with its many mansions, represents the infinite states of consciousness we can inhabit. Each state of conditioned consciousness is a mansion. Our I am, the unconditioned consciousness, is the Christ speaking from and through us. From this mystical perspective, we are two beings in one, Christ and our temporal identity, be it John, Joseph, Mary, or whatever name we bear. When Jesus says, "I go to prepare a place for you," He is speaking of moving from our current state to the desired state. It is a promise from our consciousness of being to our current concept, to abandon our current consciousness and appropriate a new and improved one. But this is where the concept of the time interval comes into play. Humans are so bound to time that, after appropriating a new state of consciousness that is not yet visible in the material world, if it takes time to materialize, they lose faith in what they declare is truth in the world of imagination. Then, they abandon that vision and return to their previous state, which can produce nothing different. It is because of this human limitation that it becomes important to employ a determined time interval to realize this step into the prepared mansion. We all know how to distinguish between different days of the week, months, and seasons of the year. We have defined feelings associated with these different periods of time. This ability to consciously maintain ourselves at any moment in time allows us to use time until our desired mansion or condition manifests. Consciousness goes to a moment in time and there prepares a place. Then, it returns to the present moment and takes us with it to that prepared place. Allow me to give you an example of this journey. Suppose you have an intense desire. Like most people bound to time, you may feel incapable of realizing such a grand desire in such a short time interval. But if you recognize that all things are possible for God, and believe that God is the I am residing within you, then you can say, "I, your name, can do nothing, but since all things are possible for God, the I am that precedes me, I can realize my desire at any time." With this belief firmly established, decide what the relative and rational time interval will be in which your desire will be fulfilled. Remember, you should not set this time interval out of anxiety to see your desire fulfilled. Let it be a normal and natural time interval. No one can decide the size of that interval except you yourself. Time is relative. Two people will not establish the same time interval for their personal realization. Time is always conditioned by the idea a person has of themselves. Self-confidence, conditioned by consciousness, always shortens the time interval. Suppose today is Wednesday and you decide that it would be likely for your desire to materialize by Sunday. Then, Sunday is a moment in time that you must visit and prepare your mansion or condition. To make this visit, leave Wednesday and allow Sunday to enter. This is achieved simply by feeling that today is Sunday. Begin to hear the church bells, feel the tranquility of that day. Everything you usually feel on a Sunday, feel it as if it really were Sunday. When you manage to enter that state, feel the joy that what was only a desire on Wednesday now exists. Feel the pure and absolute emotion of having received it. Then, return to Wednesday, that moment in time that was left behind. By doing this, you have created a vacuum in consciousness, moving from Wednesday to Sunday. Nature, which abhors a vacuum, will rush to fill it, thus creating a mold similar to what you have created or imagined. When you return to Wednesday, you will feel full of joyful expectation, because you will have established the consciousness of what must be materialized next Sunday. And so you will pass through the time interval of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with unwavering conviction, because you have already determined what is going to happen. This process, dear listeners, is the essence of conscious manifestation. It's not about passively wishing or pleading to an external power. It's about actively assuming the state of consciousness of our fulfilled desire, and then allowing the time interval to do its work. Let me share with you a personal experience that illustrates this concept. Years ago, when I was struggling to establish myself as a speaker and writer, I had a burning desire to give a lecture in a full auditorium. At that time, it seemed like an unattainable dream. But I decided to apply this principle of the time interval. It was a Monday, and I decided that my dream lecture would take place on the Saturday of the following week. I closed my eyes and mentally transported myself to that Saturday. I saw myself standing on the stage, facing a full auditorium. I felt the excitement, the gratitude, the fulfillment of that moment. I heard the applause, saw the smiles on the faces of the audience. I lived it so vividly in my imagination that, when I opened my eyes, I was almost surprised to find myself back in my small room. Then, I mentally returned to Monday, but carrying with me the certainty that my desire had already been fulfilled. During the following days, I maintained that certainty. And amazingly, on the Wednesday of that same week, I received an unexpected call. I was invited to give a talk at a conference the following Saturday. Saturday came, and there I was, exactly as I had imagined, giving my talk in front of a full auditorium. This experience taught me the power of the time interval. It's not just about visualizing our desire, but about mentally inhabiting it, living it in our imagination as if it were already real, and then allowing time to do its work. Now, I invite you to try this for yourselves. Choose a desire, something you really want to manifest in your lives. It can be big or small, it doesn't matter. What matters is that it's something that truly excites you. Decide on a reasonable time interval for its manifestation. Then, close your eyes and mentally transport yourself to that future moment. Live the realization of your desire with all your senses. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the fulfillment of that moment. Make it so real in your mind that you can almost touch it. Then, return to the present, but bringing with you the certainty that your desire has already been fulfilled. During the time interval you have established, maintain that certainty. Live each day as if your desire were already a reality. And here's the crucial part, don't worry about the how. It's not your job to figure out how your desire will manifest. Your job is to maintain the mental state of your fulfilled desire. The how will reveal itself at the right time. Remember, time is relative and subjective. Einstein once said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." In the realm of consciousness, all times are one. When you assume the state of your fulfilled desire, you are aligning your consciousness with that reality, and the universe moves to manifest it in your physical experience. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. If it were that simple, why isn't everyone doing it? The answer is simple, because not everyone knows it, and of those who know it, not everyone is willing to do the necessary inner work. You see, this process requires faith. Not blind faith, but faith based on understanding universal laws. It requires us to be willing to challenge our limiting beliefs, to question our assumptions about what is possible. It requires us to dare to dream big and believe in those dreams even when the outer world doesn't yet reflect that reality. But I promise you the effort is worth it. Because when you master this art of the time interval, you become the conscious creator of your life. You are no longer a victim of circumstances, but the architect of your destiny. So I ask you, what are you going to manifest? What seeds are you planting in the garden of your mind? Are you nurturing visions of success, love, abundance, and fulfillment? Or are you allowing worries, fears, and doubts to dominate your mental landscape? Remember, the future is not something that simply happens to you. It's something you create, moment by moment, thought by thought, imagination by imagination. You have the power to shape that future through the conscious use of the time interval. So I invite you, starting today, to become the masters of time in your own lives. Not in the sense of obsessively controlling every moment, but in the sense of using time as a tool for the manifestation of your deepest desires. And always remember the words of Neville Goddard, time is purely relative and must be completely eliminated. In the realm of consciousness, where all possibilities exist simultaneously, you have the power to choose and inhabit the state of your fulfilled desire. Thank you for being here today. May your time intervals be fruitful, may your visions be bold, and may your realities reflect the greatness of your highest dreams. Until our next encounter, keep imagining, keep believing, keep creating. The universe is waiting to manifest your most beautiful visions. Until next time. To further enhance our understanding and application of the time interval concept, let's explore two additional subtopics that are closely related to the core message. The role of emotional intensity in time interval manifestation. While we've discussed the importance of mentally inhabiting our desired state, it's crucial to delve deeper into the role of emotional intensity in this process. The strength and depth of the emotions we associate with our imagined scenarios can significantly impact the speed and effectiveness of our manifestation. When we engage in the time interval technique, it's not enough to simply visualize our desire. We need to feel the emotions associated with our desired reality as if it were already true. The more intense and real the emotion, the more powerful the impact on our subconscious mind and, consequently, on our reality. To increase emotional intensity in your time interval practice, use all your senses in your visualization. Don't just see your desire, hear, smell, taste, and touch it in your mind. Practice emotional memory. Recall a time when you felt extremely happy, confident, or successful, and channel that feeling into your imagined future scenario. Use physical gestures or movements that align with your desired state to enhance the emotional experience. Create a vision board or use other visual aids that evoke strong positive emotions related to your desire. Remember, the goal is to make your imagined future scenario so vivid and emotionally charged that your body begins to believe it's already experiencing your desire. This alignment of thought, emotion, and physical sensation creates a powerful magnetic force that attracts your desire into your reality. The concept of bridge of incidence. Another crucial aspect of effective time interval manifestation is understanding the concept of the bridge of incidence. This idea, also explored by Neville Goddard, suggests that between our current state and our desired state, there is a series of events or incidents that must occur to bring about our manifestation. When we use the time interval technique, we're not just jumping from our current state to our desired state. We're setting in motion a series of events that will lead us to our desire. This bridge of incidents is the universe's way of arranging the necessary circumstances to make our desire a reality. Understanding this concept can help us maintain faith and patience during the manifestation process. Here's how to work with the bridge of incidents. After your time interval visualization, remain open and alert to opportunities, coincidences, and synchronicities that may occur. Trust that every event, even those that seem unrelated or challenging, may be part of your bridge of incidents. Maintain your desired state of consciousness, even if things don't seem to be moving in the right direction immediately. Take inspired action when opportunities present themselves. The bridge of incidents often requires our participation. By incorporating these concepts of emotional intensity and the bridge of incidents into your time interval practice, you can create a more holistic and effective approach to manifestation. You're not just passively waiting for your desire to appear, you're actively co-creating with the universe, aligning your entire being with your desired reality. As you continue on this journey of conscious creation, remember that you are engaging in a profound act of self-transformation. You are not just changing your circumstances, you are reshaping your entire reality. This process may sometimes feel challenging or uncomfortable. You may encounter resistance from old habits or limiting beliefs. But know that this resistance is a natural part of the growth process. It's a sign that you're pushing beyond your current limitations and expanding into new realms of possibility. Embrace these challenges as opportunities for growth. Each time you choose to maintain your desired state despite external circumstances, each time you recognize a part of your bridge of incidents, each time you feel the emotion of your desire as if it were already real, you are strengthening your manifestation muscles. And as you do this inner work, you'll likely notice changes in your outer world as well. Relationships may improve, opportunities may arise, and you may find yourself navigating life's challenges with greater ease and grace. Remember, the goal is not to achieve perfection, but to engage in a continuous process of growth and expansion. Each day is a new opportunity to refine your practice, to align more closely with your desires, and to create a life that reflects your highest vision. As you go about your day, I encourage you to be mindful of the time intervals you're creating. Notice how you're using your imagination to shape your future. Pay attention to the emotions you're cultivating and the bridge of incidents that may be forming around you. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, how can I use this time interval technique to overcome this? When making a decision, consider, how does this align with the future I'm creating? When interacting with others, reflect, how can I bring the energy of my desired state into this relationship? By consciously engaging with time in this way, you're not just practicing a technique, you're living from a higher state of consciousness. You're embodying your desired reality in every moment. And as you do this, you become a living example of what's possible. Your life becomes a testament to the transformative power of conscious creation. You inspire others not through words alone, but through your very being. So I invite you to embrace this journey with all your heart. Commit to mastering the art of the time interval. Trust in the process, even when progress seems slow. Have faith in your innate ability to shape your reality and in the universe's capacity to support your desires. Remember, you are not alone on this path. You are supported by the wisdom of those who have walked this path before you, by the energy of all those currently engaged in this work of conscious creation, and by the infinite potential that resides within you. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the time interval and its profound significance in our journey of manifestation. May your path be filled with discovery, growth, and the joy of creating your desired reality. Until we meet again, keep imagining, keep believing, keep manifesting. The world is waiting for the unique gift that only you can bring. Namaste.